So I'm back at it again at the John F. Chaffee or Chafee, I think Chafe, John F. Chafe Wildlife Preserve in, I think, North Kingstown, or it might be in Wickford, Rhode Island. The locals pronounce that Wickford, by the way. Sorry, Rhode Islanders, if that's wrong. I'm a Rhode Islander of 5 years now, but I still do not know the lay of the land, specifically when it comes to those things. So let's go get some sunset shots. As you can see, the sun is setting. Woo. So tonight we're here for some landscape photography. We're gonna go out to a place called Rome Point here in Rhode Island. Sun is setting. We're at the tail end of golden hour now, and I'm gonna make my way out to the point. It's probably about a mile down. What is more majestic than the crickets cricketing? One thing I've come to understand about doing landscape photography, especially as a guy who works full-time, going out after work, trying to get some photography in to put on my Instagram, at Journeys of Mike on Instagram. Actually capturing the sunset itself really isn't my key concern. What I'm really interested in is the light that's gonna happen after sunset. I'm definitely much more a fan of the glow. I like the glowy effect. Putting a nice foreground and that light bouncing off the clouds in the sky, that'll cast some cool colors onto the landscape too. So, I mean, it works. And I think those are the images that I like to look at the best. So I'm just gonna keep walking and go take some pictures. It's 7:37, so I better just shut my cake hole and get moving, right? Okay, so I'm here. I'm on location now. I have to try to figure out what I'm gonna take a picture of. What do we got? Let's take a survey. Cool bridge over there, Jamestown Bridge. Sunset's actually happening that way. Clouds, not a lot of color happening there, but I think when sunset happens, there will be some color. So I think the answer is I'm gonna go that way and get on the other side of the point so that I can capture some, hopefully, really nice color in the clouds. Let's go find out. It's in my eyes. So whenever you're trying to shoot stuff, like photography-wise, around developed areas, there are going to be obstacles you wouldn't have to deal with if you're somewhere far-flung, right? Like, check this out. This is a really pretty scene, but what dicks it all up is this giant straight chemtrail. I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm still going to get something cool here. I'm just not sure what. Okay, so little admission here. This is kind of turning into more of a how not to versus a how-to video on landscape photography, because I have got absolute crap back here for a composition. Oh boy. This might just be a good night to jump in the ocean and just swim or something. So I could go back there and get sort of like a silhouette-y picture, but that's just not really what I'm interested in. I really wanted to get something with some nice color in the sky reflecting off the water. That's just not happening. Little note, this says I'm done peopling. I basically haven't really started peopling today, so it's not actually accurate. I just don't want to cause any confusion with that. This is unbelievable. It's like a hard pack road of crushed seashells. Must be like billions of dead sea creatures here. Sea creatures, I'm sorry. It's terrible. A little bit of light starting to happen. I don't know, maybe. Let's see what happens. Kind of like that rock over there. Ooh, how pretty, look. The water's starting to get pink. Promise I wasn't lying to you. reflection, nice pink colors. This is what pink colors looks like. That's the hand gesture, universally recognized for pink colors. So I got a rock and I got pink colors. Minimalist, here we go. Need to act fast, no calisthenics before the shoot. I gotta get this tripod unpacked, get my camera set up, and I gotta try to capture this rock with the pinkness. Here we go, neat. Getting colorful, the sky is getting colorful. Check it out, look above. Pretty colors, right? Awesome. So I already got this shot. It's kind of nice. See the leading lines here on the side, on the coast or whatever. Turned up the ISO to 800 so that I could just press the shutter and have the shutter speed fast enough to where I'd be able to get a quick click off, because I want to get these little waves breaking to get some interest right up front. So I'm using exposure compensation -1 stop so that I can bring some of the color out of that sky, because the ground level is darker than the sky is by, I don't know, maybe a stop-ish. So at this point I want everything to just kind of match and come out level. That's one of the benefits of shooting in lower light, but one of the detractors is you have to use more ISO, which can potentially make your image a little bit more grainy. But we do have some nice clouds. I've got a wide angle lens on. I've got a Canon 10-20 on there because I do want to make sure I capture all this foreground and have the rock sort of in the midground with the color in the clouds earlier acting as part of the background. So overall the image came out okay. I'm fairly pleased with it. It's not an award-winning shot, but it's a good exercise being out here today. Now I have pink in the clouds facing the other direction. I think I'm going to turn around and see if I can get something of maybe this coastline. It's always good to just turn around. Just turn the camera around, see what's behind you. Don't get tunnel vision, because you never know what's happening around you. I mean, look over here. Got pink skies back there now. Sweet. So maybe I'll hop over to the other side, see what's going on over there, because it is pretty dark over on this little cove. So I don't know. Let's go see. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's what we have framed up back here. I'm using the 2-second timer. I have a fixed position. I don't really have to be concerned about anything crashing in for foreground interest, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let it ride, because the scene is about reflections. We've got some raindrops happening now. Super cool. Got some fish jumping. I think they think that the raindrops are bugs. Our color tonight. So there was enough light where I didn't really need to use exposure compensation, and it wasn't too bright, so I could still get all the colors in the sky. So instead of being down 1 stop, I went right to just correct exposure. So came out pretty good. It's worth coming out. Always make sure you just get out there and try to do your thing, because it looked like crap earlier and I ended up catching a couple of pretty good images, I think. Nice colors. People love colors. I like colors, don't you? So maybe not a pro tip, but an intermediate tip, because I'm definitely like an intermediate. I'm not a beginner, but I'm certainly not a pro. We're on a point. I've got one side over here, got the other side over here. We started here, color wasn't really happening, crummy jet tracks going through the sky. All right, so I came back over here, back and forth we go. Irritating, sorry, I'll cut it out. But basically I got my camera set up over here and one side, and I just left it set up because now I can hop back over to the other side and monitor the situation. So always be looking around. One last tip in this video for anybody who doesn't really come outdoors a lot. It's fairly light here. I have like a mile of woods to walk back through. So it's gonna be dark, all right? Keep that in mind. When you're out on the coastline, if you're on the top of a mountain or something like that, it's gonna be pretty light a while after sunset, but then if you have to walk back through the woods, it's gonna be dark, okay? Like tonight, it's gonna be dark walking back through, so bring a flashlight. I can't believe I actually remember that I have a flashlight tonight, and I'm gonna use it because it's gonna be dark walking back to the car. And that's it, folks. Appreciate you. Take care now. Where the hell did I put my lens cap? I wasn't lying, guys, it's dark.